Okay, hello. So, finally finished this, and I just recorded 15 minutes of me presenting this, but it was captured on my poopy Bluetooth headphone mic because I never disconnected it and connected the actual good ones that have an actual good mic. So I have to redo this, but hey, practice makes perfect, so it's not all bad, right? And anyway, I can present it like I am going to in front of my friends. And either way, I'm going to be posting this publicly because my friend said I should. So I will. And why not? Because I'm really proud of this, you know? Put effort into it and passion, actually. Didn't know I could be so passionate about Lawlight, but I am. So, if you don't know me, go by Merci online. That's like the French thing of merci, but it's shortened. It's short for my full username, Mercifulest. It's not. It does not mean thank you. Okay, it's just a nickname. It's just a nickname. So anyway, this is very bad. This is very very bad. Very bad. This is how I feel. This is how I feel about it whenever I see it. Yeah. Okay. Here are my main points. Neither would love each other realistically. Light is 100% on the arrowy spectrum, and so is L. And Lawlight is not L like Light. It's actually Kira and L. Yep. Wait. What is this? A table of contents? Just to make everything more organized. You know. So we have our minor topics and what started this ship. They were a race dog. It was never romantic, and conclusion. I'll refer to these as chapters. So, yeah. Anyways, bro, fat finger. Anyways, first chapter, some minor topics I'd like to go over. So, I think there is a confusion in the fandom because Lawlight isn't truly Lawlight. I established last time at another slideshow event I had with my friends. They won't be seeing this video, hopefully, but some of my other friends will be, you know. I established last time that Light and Kira are two separate people. I'll explain. The deathnote corrupted Light is labeled as Kira, and his normal self is just Light Yagami, seen at the beginning, or whenever he relinquishes possession of the deathnote. As you can see over here in the manga, it is very well presented. Look at the difference. Wow. But anyways, fans are shipping Kira with L or shipping Light and Kira as one person with L. I haven't really gone into that side of the fandom because I hate Lawlight, as is the name of this slideshow, so I don't interact with that. But it's what I can only assume. I'm not sure about people shipping Light and Kira. I mean, sorry, Light and L. Wow, that would be horrible. Self-says. No. So technically it's Lyra or Lawlira, but I'll still refer to it as Lawlight, of course, but just keep this in mind. So, what is Lawlight? Don't show me. It is gay yaoi rivalry between the famous L and Light from Death Note. Okay. I don't think it is peak, but maybe it kind of is. We'll get into that. Why do I hate it so much? I got really upset when L tragically died, but I'm pretty sure everyone got spoiled on L dying. Everyone knows this, unfortunately, anyone who's in the anime community, but I have never seen it happen, and when I saw it happen, I was like, no! Give me my beers! And I became even more inclined to hate Kira after this, and it also made me despise people who shipped L with Kira. Or Lawlight. How could you see Kira, freaking egotistical, self-serving mass murderer, truly love L when he literally killed him? How? And how could you see anyone actually just straight up liking him? No. But I mean, as I made the slideshow and like looked further into it, I can kind of understand the shit, but it still isn't right. Like, you're telling me that you think this thing right here actually likes L, or that anyone who says I like Kira specifically is downright crazy and should probably go somewhere else away from me. Not a threat, but bro, I need to tell this story, okay? So one day I was on Pinterest, okay? I have a very giant Pinterest board for L. I save anything that has L in it, or any cute Death Note stuff, like with Misa in it, you know? And I came across this one pin that says, guys, we need to replace Trump with Kira. What do you want? Trump is already practically a dictator, and what is Kira? He's a god. He says he's gonna kill everyone who's a criminal. He kills anyone who gets in his way. He is literally maniacal and egotistical and narcissistic. He wouldn't care about anybody. So why would you want someone like him as a president? I get that he's young and all, and we need young presidents, but guys, it's insane. Lawlight is understandable. I get why people ship them. It's a classic rivalry yaoi that has amazing tension. One example that I can think of that has comparable things is Batman and Joker. But Lawlight is really unique because of their rare dynamic. Them being like pretty much equal. Two sides of the same coin joined with a rivalry built on hate and obsession. And either way, ships aren't so strict on, oh, but they have to love each other. People ship Draco and Harry. I barely remember it because I've only ever watched the movies. But I'm pretty sure that they hate each other, and like Draco only ever sided with Harry once like it was the end and everyone is being threatened and like they were gonna die if they didn't help Harry or something. I don't know. But people would get crazy. And that's when mischaracterization comes to play. Like, some stuff gets pretty crazy out there. But I'm not gonna go into that, but you'll see. So, chapter 2, what even started the ship? So, what truly sparked it? I think this scene is what made everyone start shipping them. Like, once... I don't know. I mean, I'm really young myself, so, I'm a minor, by the way. I'm a minor. And I don't know, I need to compare it on when the anime came out, when the manga came out, and try and search for, like, people shipping them before the anime came out, you know? But I think this is what sparked it, for them being such, like, a figure for yaoi, okay? I hate how recognized they are only for the fact that they are shipped. I hate it. But this scene, look. It's only in the anime. I went on this random Death Note site that provided the manga in like white and black and whatever, digitalized pretty much, and like digital manga. Bro, every time I clicked on something, I got sent to a separate virus website, and something downloaded into my files. I'm very glad that I caught it, like 30 seconds after it downloaded. So, I'm still here though, so everything's fine. But, I looked through this manga. I want to read it in person, by the way. I want to read it in person. Probably just not online. I don't know. I like reading in person. And I never found this scene. So, what are the anime directors doing? Why in God's name did they add this? It is actually a pretty good scene. Okay, I will explain. So, people just took this out of context heavily, okay? And sure, yeah, L did this to imply that Light has won and that he has given up, but it was not just to touch his feet, okay? It was to own up to Light that, like, I know I'm gonna die. Whatever. So, it could be like a biblical reference to Jesus washing others' feet as a sign of love, because, like, Death Note has a lot of biblical references, so that would kind of make sense. And it's also seen as an act of purity and selflessness. But overall, L does imply a lot of things throughout the anime, because we're in third person, but like we're not omnipotent. We're not fully omnipotent. We're just like, we can only see Light's thoughts. But what was I even getting at? I'm really sorry. But to be honest, I mean, L could make these references to like the Bible and stuff, and that's like why he was doing this or whatever. But like, there's so many implications to this one action that there's not really a right answer. But romantic love was not one of them, I can tell you that. I think he did it to say that he gave up and like to own up to Light. So chapter 3, their arrow a star. I believe that Light Yagami is on the arrow spectrum, because as we learn in Death Note, he never truly dates anyone or gets in a relationship, only when he's Kira to like uphold his front of being Light Yagami in front of L, because he knows he's getting investigated or whatever. And he also never liked Misa, Kira or not. As the creator of Death Note stated, Light Yagami can never love a woman, therefore he's probably gay and or some kind of like umbrella aromantic, I think. Like, he's somewhere there, I think. I feel it, okay? And he's probably asexual. Let's be so real. Let's be so real. Special mention, Kira. He just doesn't fall under anything because he loves himself and the fight against L. It's all he loves. So, yeah. But if anything, he's Airwaves, okay? Yeah. So, next up we have L. And it's kind of hard to assume what he is because everything he says is either a lie, a half lie, or freaking implication that you have to figure out. But I think he's definitely Airways because, as he says in his famous quote, they seek friendship even though they do not know how to love. I am that monster, implying like he was describing a monster. And then at the end he said, in truth, I am that monster. So he admits to not knowing how to love. Okay? He only knows how to trust. Oh, I wanted to go back on this. I'm kind of taking this back. But, he has a deep bond. I just don't really know if it's love, proven by his relationship with Watari, who is essentially his adoptive father. But by proof, L doesn't really seem to love. But take this with a grain of salt, because how he lies and, like, hides his feelings, so we'll never really know. It was never romantic. Okay, chapter 4. Kira does not love L, okay? If you dig between the lines and listen to Kira's thoughts, he definitely appears to be obsessed with outsmarting L and, like, trying to get into his head or whatnot. Not just in love with the idea of becoming the new god, but infatuated with the idea of ridding of his equal, L, who is in the way of his success, while also making this journey to becoming a god thrilling and just fun. L just makes it a roller coaster for him. Compared to how Kira treated Nier, he didn't exactly dislike L, because, like, I think he treated Nier, like, way worse than he treated L, I think. But, like, smiling at that after you forced Rem to kill L, you can't convince me that Kira actually liked L. You can't. Like, bro. L does not love Kira. L absolutely does not love Kira. Or Light Yagami. It is not romantic. He dries Light's feet, asks to explore the afterlife with him, says he could probably be his successor, and accepts his death because that's just who he is, okay? It's just who he is. He's socially, well, he isn't really socially unaware, but he just sucks in every social aspect of life. He's estranged from society. He is literally just weird and strange. So it's just how he is. It's just how he is. But at the very least, he does admire and respect Kira as an equal, someone who's inimitable, which means like irreplaceable, unique. You can't find anyone else like it or anything else like this. But he never truly liked him. He only finds interest in people, probably other than Matari. I think that's the only true bond that he really has. I just think people were a little too desperate for some yaoi. Oh, additionally, there is this Reddit comment I found. I'm not exactly the best at articulating my thoughts, and I've always like second guessed my opinion, so I started searching stuff. Because I couldn't really remember if there was really anything from the anime where it showed like L likes Light. L likes him in some amount or some way, and I actually found a Reddit post with a comment that sums up both sides well, even if it's mainly about L. So this was posted by Shalini-Jha, and I'll post this, or I'll put their user in the description and like the link, I guess, if I can do that. So I'll be reading the comment. This isn't what I'm saying, but it's what they stated, and I do agree with it. L was curious about Light. I'd even say he was interested in Light, but only within the context of Light being Kira. L is a complex guy. He has a gentle tolerance of being around evil people, but not only by the virtue of love or acceptance. He's logical to the point of Zen calmness. His logic allows him to stay in the present moment, so much so that the conversation may sound absurd to others. Remember how he said yes to Matsuda's call despite being in a fight with Light? His logic allows him to see each moment in a new way. He's interested in Light and gently tolerant around him by virtue of his logic. He sees him to be an intelligent guy with a quick presence of mind. Perhaps he sees the disconnect in Light as well, outward charm and inner coldness. Perhaps to L, Light seems familiar, too familiar. Almost like, do you remember when I said in like the I understand side where I said, what did I say? That they have a unique dynamic. They're on two sides of the same coin. They are. That said, one shouldn't mistake this attitude with acceptance or even warmth. L understands that for him to exist, Kira has to be executed. Hell, for anyone to exist, Kira has to stop existing. L sees the cunning in Light, the cunning, the malevolent, the force which won't even hesitate before hurting his own family. In this context, he's curious about how Light acts. He makes predictions about how Light will act. A certain fascination is consistent throughout the time he's alive. At the end of the day, L is only coldly interested, but never in warmth, meaning like he doesn't like Light, but it's only just to like be interested. But he by the end respects him as a rival, but it never goes bone deep. That comment really sums it up greatly. How like L just doesn't love. He doesn't love. Like he said in the quote, a monster who lies. They don't know how to love. They don't know how to make friends. And he is that monster. So, yeah. Here's a little recap. So, Kira's a self-serving, egocentric, narcissistic, mass murderer who would even kill his family, and L only respects Kira as a rival and possible equal, fighting him for the sake of satiating his curiosity, unraveling the mystery, and killing him to provide justice. Neither of them experience love throughout the whole anime or manga, not even Light or Kira with Misa, neither of them. Only the passion for their self-serving actions. So, people who say that some of the things they did was romantic, they got really mixed up. They interpreted some things wrong and they did not look deep enough. Nope, nope, nope. Here's my conclusion. I disliked the Lawlight ship due to Kira killing L, but now that I've dug further, I realize that it's just realistically impossible. It adds on to me disliking Lawlight, but I have gained some understanding. There is a good amount of evidence to show Light is probably under the Airways spectrum, and that L is 100% Airways, so like, they could never like each other, so respectively, with the chance of them ever loving each other, it is 0. However, the fun of shipping is exploring that impossibility, unless it's illegal, okay? We do not stand for that. But ships are meant to be fun and wild, but Lawlight will still make me crash out, okay, boy? Yeah. So, that's really all. Lesson learned. It is understandable. I think Lawlight is understandable, but realistically, it is impossible. And I might have watched some videos talking about like their sexuality maybe like a while ago, but I've consumed a lot of like hour-long videos that just talk about Death Note. Love it so much. If you have any arguments, let me know. You can like recommend someone's YouTube video, or, like argue it yourself in the comments, but yeah, this is the slideshow that I'll be presenting later on to my friends. Hope it was pretty convincing and that I did it well and made it understanding and stuff. So yeah, glad I hopefully don't have to retake this. Yeah. Thank you.